XRP is entering a new level of development. How much money do you think this will bring to investors? Write answers in the comments. Notably, Replex disclosed that the XL's 39 clawbacks feature, which is scheduled to be live on the XRP, is now up for vote. With the news accompanied by skepticism from community members, Ripple Stu 2 David Schwartz stood forward to give his perspective. Schwartz has attempted to assuage concerns about this new function. He initially highlighted that the clawback functionality would allow token issuers to reclaim a particular number of issued tokens from existing holders. He explained that he was originally opposed to the functionality since the XRP already had the freeze feature, which is identical to clawback. However, he said that the obvious contrast between clawback and the freeze function convinced him to reconsider. In his instance, Schwartz said that the clawback capability would find a main use case in court conflicts. He feels that the opportunity to reclaim some cash in the event of a disagreement relieves the token issuer of the legal responsibility. According to Schwartz, this precaution is crucial for complying with court mandates. He feels that without the clawback capability, auditing protocols on the XRP would be impossible. The Ripple to further define the capability as a tool that enables for surgical strikes to maintain the XRP intact as opposed to freeze, which is a more nuclear option. Overall, Schwartz said that this new functionality is now available in blockchains with stablecoin inhabitants. He said that if the plan fails to pass, token issuers would have to go through the effort of activating the functionality one way or another. Other major figures in the XRP ecosystem, like Raythof Ghaneman, have also worked to debunk falsehoods concerning the clawback function. According to him, there is no hidden modification in the XRP ledger ecosystem. With the issues addressed, the clawback functionality will be implemented after 80 of existing validators vote yes on the proposal. For the proposal to fly, the minimum threshold must be maintained for at least 2 weeks. The XRP has undergone a considerable revamp in recent months, with a number of new features suggested. As previously reported by the Crypto Basic, the developers behind the XM wallet advocated an update of the XRP infrastructure to encourage participation via incentives. Spend the Bits, a payment mechanism on the XRP, won first place in the Ripple CBC Innovate Award, a showcase of the ledger's exemplary work. While the cryptocurrency world awaits the official outcome of the judicial fight between the United States Securities and Exchange Commission and Ripple, the blockchain company's community has opted to celebrate an earlier triumph this weekend. Specifically, the Proper Party, which took place on September 30, drew not only XRP and Ripple enthusiasts, but also people closely involved with the ecosystem and the lawsuit, such as Ripple CEO Brad Garlinghouse, David Schwartz, legal experts Jeremy Hogan and John E. Deaton, and many others. Garlinghouse tweeted a few photos with the crowd gathered outside the venue just before the party, adding that the event was a celebration of collaborative success and a reminder to the SEC that court decisions matter and that progress is worth fighting for. In a video shared in an X post by CryptoLaw on September 30, Garlinghouse said during his speech at the celebration that it was "this village beat the bully," referring to the XRP and Ripple community and its stand against the regulator. Previously, CryptoLaw shared an article written by Frank Francone, a Centennial Institute policy fellow and a California attorney, who stated that the SEC's central argument failed almost completely under judicial scrutiny, harming a lot of innocent people in the process, not just the defendants in the case. As CryptoLaw founder John E. Deaton noted in an X post published on September 28, in response to Francone's claims in the essay headlined "The SEC is Not the King," 75 IG investors, users, developers, and small businesses have been screaming the above for 3 years, he said. Meanwhile, lawyer Bill Morgan emphasized the SEC's arbitrary enforcement, adding that Mark Berger was pro-crypto when it came to Ethereum Lubin, but while deputy director of the Division of Enforcement sued Ripple. More recently, on October 1, Jeremy Hogan emphasized that the SEC attempted a similar maneuver with gold in the early 1980s, when inflation was high and gold was the investment, and that the court stopped it at the time. Ripple's chief legal officer, CLO, Stuart Alderoty, has joined the chorus of those expressing dissatisfaction with SEC Chair Gary Gensler's appearance before Congress. As Ripple continues its legal struggle with the Securities and Exchange Commission, SEC, over the categorization of XRP, Alderodi examines Gensler's statements during the hearing, notably his evasive replies on the subject of securities under use of Rust law. According to Alderodi, Gensler seemed to smugly evade question after question, which irritated numerous members of Congress. The Ripple CLO, on the other hand, emphasizes a specific moment when Rep. Richie Torres of New York's 15th Congressional District tried to put Gensler on the spot. Rep. Torres highlighted concerns throughout the hearing about the SEC's wide understanding of an investment contract, which seems to include whatever the agency sees proper. Torres especially questioned the SEC chair on its use of the concept to classify practically all cryptocurrencies as securities, a move that Ripple and Coinbase have strongly opposed. Rep. Torres cited a recent study by 6 prominent legal experts, including a Yale University professor, that found no Supreme Court judgment has ever treated a scheme without a real contract as an investment contract When he questioned Gensler whether there had been any earlier Supreme Court instances in which an investment relationship was held to be such in the absence of an express contract, the SEC chair's answer was evasive. Gensler elected not to respond directly, instead referring to the SEC's lawyers, who are now engaged in pending legal proceedings. Rep. Torres called Gensler's dodge baffling, given that the investment contract concept is the foundation of the SEC's legal proceedings against cryptocurrency. Related firms. It remains to be seen if other cryptocurrency firms engaging in legal battles with the SEC would follow the congressman's logic in future court trials. As the Ripple SEC fight continues, the SEC chair's testimony emphasizes the need for clarity and uniformity in the categorization of digital assets in the U.S. legal framework. The unique viewpoint created here provides light on the criticism made at SEC Chair Gary Gensler by exposing his evasive comments and challenges to support the SEC's broader definition of an investment contract. The SEC filed an interlocutory appeal with the court after Judge Annalisa Torres ruled that programmatic XRP sales did not constitute as securities. This meant that the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission, SEC, did not agree with the verdict, and although the court accepted the interlocutory appeal, pro-XRP lawyer John Deaton termed the action ludicrous as he dismantled the SEC's case. Deaton discussed the SEC's interlocutory appeal in a piece titled The Irony of Interlocutory Appeal. The essay, which was published on the Crypto Law website on Thursday, September 28, outlines how the appeal filing might wind up favoring Ripple. The pro-XRP lawyer notes that Judge Torres' decision to approve the request for appeal was anticipated, and the argument was that such an appeal would allow the judge to clarify her reasons for deciding in favor of Ripple.